What's up, Marvel fans? Blitzer and come back at you with another Marvel Legends review, and today I'm taking a look at Captain America Steve Rogers. Yes, the man behind the mask, Steve Rogers. Let's take a closer look without further ado. So first off, I'd like to point out the hood sculpt. It's really well done. He's got this comb over haircut kind of thing. That's something that I don't think a lot of people would be wearing today, but then hey, who knows, go figure. I think that the face sculpt overall could have maybe used a little bit more expression, because a lot of the other figures in this line were able to do that much better. I think that that would have been something nice if Hasbro was able to add a little bit more character to the face and not just have a generic kind of pose. As you can see, he's got the nice little like classic Captain America star on his chest, and these little straps pieces, which he's got a few of them on all over his torso. I like the fact that they're not sculpted and they're actually separate pieces, because then, as you can see right here at the waist, he's got a belt with a lot of pouches. It really allows the articulation to stay strong and not be limited by any respect from these pieces being sculpted on. Unfortunately, as you can see on the belt there, you cannot put the guns in any way. It's a little unfortunate. I wish there was maybe some sort of pouches there to put the guns in. That would have been a nice little addition, something to store the accessories so that you don't lose them. Overall, the bottom part is done really well, with my favorite part being these, I don't know if you'd call them shin guards necessarily, but they really were done so well, because they've got this almost like a look that it's a combination between wood and leather, which has a really nice effect, and overall lets the figure feel much more complete and work with all the other leather straps all over the figure. Now, as I said previously, for Marvel Legends, articulation is key, and this Steve Rogers figure doesn't skip on that. I mean, as you can see, look at the way that the head joint moves. It moves way up and down, which gives you a lot of maneuverability for poses and everything like that. The shoulders are done very nicely. As you can see, a lot of articulation, which is really good, because sometimes these Marvel Legends figures seem to forget that that's one of the almost prerequisites to be a Marvel Legends figure. As you can see right here above the wrist, it's a little unfortunate that he doesn't have a actual wrist joint, but I think that the reason why Hasbro does this is that so the guns and the accessories have a more sturdy kind of canvas to stay on, in my opinion. The legs articulate well. I don't really like this type of joint where you have to maneuver it around to actually get the leg to move outwards, but some people don't mind it. So if you don't mind it, I don't think that the articulation is going to be anything that bothers you in any way, shape, or form. Now, something that's kind of unique for this figure is the fact that he brings accessories, and he's got 3 accessories. He's got these really cool guns. As you can see, a lot of nice little sculpting on them. I really like this little kind of laser pointer at the bottom here. It's very cool. Could have maybe used a little bit of a paint wash, but I think overall the fact that he's got any accessories, unlike most figures in this line, is already nice, and they're very simple to put into the hands, because the hands are sculpted to have trigger fingers, so to speak. The other accessory is, of course, his iconic shield, and I think that the key thing with the shield that Hasbro did really well was the fact that they used metallic paints, because it really helps the plastic pop and look more like it's actual metal instead of just plastic, which I think is very cool and really brings the shield almost to life to make it look much more realistic, and just helps a lot, especially if you also pick up the other version. Then you can have 2 versions of the shield, which is the phasing version. A little warning for you guys, as you can see right here, I had a little bit of a hard time pulling out the shield, and be careful, because on my Bucky Cap figure, which I will review soon, I actually broke the peg here by mistake. So be careful when you're pulling it out from the back. As you can see, the shield has got a nice little kind of system where you just flip it over to choose between the peg or the clip-on system in order to clip it on onto his arm. Overall, this Steve Rogers figure is freaking amazing in my opinion, except for the head sculpt that could have used a little bit more expression, because I think that a lot of the figures in this line were able to do a really good job with the head sculpt and create a lot of character through the sculpt and the paint. I think that Steve would have, this figure would have benefited from that as well, but other than that, I think that everything else about this figure is done really well, from the paint to the sculpt to everything else, and it's a definite must pick up. Remember to check out all my other reviews of this wave of the Marvel Legends, and subscribe for regular content delivered to your subscription box. And if you enjoyed the review, I always appreciate the thumbs up. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.